Welcome to Teaching Truth. Passionate about trains, Michael Portillo charts the great British romance with the railways as he retraces a number of great British railway journeys that were first documented in the monthly railway guide, Bradshaw's Handbook. Michael Portillo sees what's changed and discovers how our love of the railways all began. He makes stops en route to visit some of Britain's most beautiful cities and hidden away villages, meeting extraordinary people and hearing stories of how their lives have been shaped by the railways. Great British railway journeys. Well, I don't want to take you this week on a great British railway journey, but I do want to take you on a great Egyptian cart journey. A great Egyptian cart journey. A journey which Jacob, the father of Joseph, took with Joseph's brothers and the wider family from Canaan to Egypt. A journey which we read of in Genesis 46. Let's read the opening few verses of Genesis 46 as we think of that great Egyptian cart journey. Let's read God's word together. So Israel, that is Jacob, took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. And God spoke to Israel in visions of the night and said, "Jacob, Jacob." And he said, "Here I am." Then he said, "I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for there I will make you into a great nation. I myself will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also bring you up again, and Joseph's hand shall close your eyes." Then Jacob set out from Beersheba. A great Egyptian cart journey. And in our opening reflections today, we want to think about the setting in which Jacob finds himself. You see, Jacob came to Beersheba. He set out from Beersheba. He came to the southernmost outpost of Canaan on the way toward Egypt. He stopped there to honor God, as we'll think in our reflections tomorrow, with sacrifices. But what was significant about the setting of Beersheba? It was not incidental that he set out from Beersheba. Why is that? Well, Israel's grandfather, Jacob's grandfather, who was that? That was Abraham, planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba many years before and had called on the name of the Lord from there, from Beersheba. Genesis 21 verse 33. Isaac had received a special promise from God and had built an altar for sacrifice there, calling on the name of the Lord. Genesis 26, 24 to 25. And therefore it was a memorable spot in the history of his family. It was a memorable spot, Beersheba. And it was a turning point, as it were, for Jacob. He was from this place, from this location, this setting, to break new ground and to journey from Beersheba in a direction that he had not gone before. We read that God spoke to Jacob in this setting in visions of the night, more than 40 years before, when Jacob was about to leave the promised land. God spoke to him in a dream. We read all of that in Genesis 28. And now, when he's about to leave the land again, when he's about to set out from Beersheba, God brings assurance through what? Through a dream, through a vision in the night. And God says, do not fear to go down to Egypt. Do not fear to leave Beersheba. Now, by implication, this suggests that Jacob was afraid to go to Egypt. Jacob may well have had remembered that Abraham had gone to Egypt in a time of famine once before, and much evil eventually came from it. Genesis 12:10-20. He may also have remembered God told his father Isaac not to go down to Egypt. Genesis 26:2. And therefore, quite understandably, Jacob is fearful of leaving Beersheba, of stepping out. He doesn't know what the future is going to hold, but even in that situation, he knows the future will be in God's hands. And God gives promises. I will make of you a great nation there. God told Jacob what his purpose was in bringing this family towards Egypt. I will surely bring you up again, said the Lord. The reason Jacob did not need to fear the journey to Egypt was that God promised to bring him back to the promised land. Now, for sure, that would be fulfilled after Jacob's death, but fulfilled it would be nonetheless. Egypt would never be the permanent home for Jacob and his children. You see, the challenge was for Jacob to step out from Beersheba, to step out, as it were, from his comfort zone, that place that had carried much meaning, much significance for him, that place that had a great history within his family. And it could well be today that God is challenging you, perhaps he is challenging me, to step out from our Beersheba, to step out from that place that perhaps carries significance for us, and to begin a journey from our Beersheba towards a new Egypt. Today, is God challenging you, as he did Jacob, to step out, to begin a journey from Beersheba? Today, if God is challenging you to take that step, hear the promises that he gave to Jacob, and be assured that as you take that step from your Beersheba towards that new place in your Egypt, that God will be with you.